Well, my name is David Eads. I, like Lise, am a presenter for BBC World News and have been for the last 10 years. I also present a programme on British domestic radio called The World Tonight, a news and current affairs programme. As I left London for this forum, I was struck. It was the very day that the country was laying to rest a major political figure from the Soviet into the post-Soviet transitional era, Lady Thatcher, of course. And it reminded me, sorry, I'm just going to adjust my microphone. I think I'm making a lot of rattle here. It reminded me of my time as a Europe correspondent in the 1990s. I was in Brussels, based in Brussels, traveling quite widely. It was an extraordinary time, wasn't it? There was this huge flurry of energy and excitement and association agreement discussions, membership negotiations, and it felt that there was a sort of tidal wave of movement for a new order of the world. Well, 20 years on, I'm not sure if we know which way the tidal wave went, where it went, if it's still moving at all, and where it's going next. So I think the issues of security and insecurity are as heightened today as they've been for so very long, even from the Boston Marathon events of the last week. Even turning on the television this morning to see the Texas explosion, perceptions of insecurity are perhaps as powerful as real insecurity themselves. So I think these are some of the issues that we're going to be looking at and discussing through the course of the next 2 days. And I say discussing because this is conversation, this is chat, and this is your opportunity as much as our panels of experts to get involved. This would not happen without some very committed and generous sponsorship for a forum like this, as you well know. And I'd like to start by asking some of the key partners here, and you have the list on the board above me, to say a few words to open this. Taras, it will be you, I believe. Great. Taras Michalniewicz will be, is going to address us and open the conference and welcome you on behalf of the Open Ukraine Foundation. Taras, thank you.
Dear colleagues, we are pleased and honored to see all of you here at the start of the 6th Kyiv Security Forum. I'm proud to greet all of you at this conference hall on behalf of Arseniy Yatsenyuk Open Ukraine Foundation. Unfortunately, at the moment, Mr. Yatsenyuk is at the parliament, and due to parliamentarian issue, he is a little bit late, but I'm sure that later we will have opportunity to see him also at this hall. And this year we designed many more additional sub-events to our main Kyiv Security Forum. We will have youth section, we will have working groups, we will speak about cyber security, about media. So we hope that this event will be interesting for you. You will have a chance to see and speak to the persons you can see only on TV. I mean David. You will also have a chance to speak to your colleagues, to speak to very knowledgeable people, and what we hope very much is that our Kyiv Security Forum will not be only a chance for a discussion, but it will bring something practical. And it will bring some food for thoughts and maybe practical propositions that can be used by us, by our foundation, our partners, decision makers, to improve the situation with security, with freedom, with democracy and reforms in Ukraine, in the region and globally. Thank you very much that you came to our event, and hoping to see you during the whole 1 day and a half, and wishing all of you nice time and fruitful time. Thank you.
Taras, thank you very much indeed for that. Sorry, I've given up on Madonna. I'm just going to be a standard performer now. Let me now introduce you to one of the other key backers for us here today from the German Marshall Fund, Anna Elene, the Black Sea Trust Project Coordinator. Anna, thank you.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, I have been given the role, well, the rather tricky role actually, to speak to you about the vast topic of security in an unsecure world, but make it short. So for the sake of the timing of the agenda, I will be short. And I will start by saying that unsecure is, well, it's just a mild adjective for the world that we live in. I would even say it's more of an understatement. Because I believe that the next 20 years will bring us great challenges, and possibly challenges, well, not possibly, but definitely challenges that we have never faced in the past centuries. And you might wonder why I'm a bit gloomy. And it is because of the power shifts, I would say, and because of the global challenges that actually go far beyond the classical security issues. Now, power is shifting from the West to the rest of the world, particularly to China and India. And, you know, most of us don't really deal well when it comes to changes, changes that affect or completely change our routine. And the same goes for the international scene. Actors get tense. But the reason why we're here is actually to learn how to manage these changes and how to avert actually any violent confrontation. And this picture is actually getting even complicated when we talk about global challenges, because we have people, we have ideas, we have information, we have goods, we have money, we have diseases, we have viruses that travel at a speed that we have not known before. And actually, we're even trying to figure out the implication of the increasing human population growth on the global resources and on the environment. Thus, there is a need for collective efforts to navigate very swiftly, actually, through all these changes and challenges. And I believe that this is why you are all here, and because you are able and, dare I say, willing to act so that this insecure world doesn't get, well, too insecure. And as you will navigate today and tomorrow through various regions and various topics related to security, I invite you all to find or to come up with joint solutions, be they regional, be they transnational, transatlantic, or transcontinental, with solutions that actually address the fragility of this world. And as I said, I will be brief, so I will end here. And I would like to end with a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, which is a person that I greatly admire. And she said that it isn't enough to talk about peace, one must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it, one must work at it. So I wish you all 2 full days of great work. Thank you.
Anna, thank you. I hope we can live up to that. And thirdly, but by no means leastly, from Chatham House, James Sher, Associate Fellow. James.
Is there a better way? Oh, yes. Okay. Welcome. As a partner, as Chatham House is a partner of the Arseniy Yatsenyuk Foundation and the Open Ukraine Foundation, I have the privilege not only of being here for the 6th time, as this is the 6th forum, but also joining others in welcoming you to this forum. I would particularly like to welcome those who have not had the privilege that I have enjoyed of having come 5 times previously, and to underscore 1 or 2 distinguishing features of this forum and what makes it so special. The first is that presidential candidate Arseniy Yatsenyuk, with his foundation, has been determined to ensure that this forum is a completely non-party, non-partisan event in which all shades of the political spectrum in Ukraine and elsewhere are represented. It has succeeded in acquiring that reputation and living up to it, and this will therefore be a very critical discussion above the party political level. and you can be comfortable about that. Secondly, this is one of the best forums in Europe for candid and clear discussion. With all of the variety and differences that exist in this hall, everyone here, professionally and morally, is committed to getting behind the cliches and stereotypes. So this is an opportunity for everyone, whatever your area of expertise, to express your points of view in the most candid and the clearest possible way, and think aloud in the most intelligent possible way, and that will be appreciated and reciprocated. Now, why have I been asked to say a few words about the theme of security in an insecure world? Probably because as a deeply insecure person, someone thinks I am particularly qualified to do this. But it is not irrelevant that our moderator started by mentioning the death of Margaret Thatcher. And her passing reminds us of many things that we have to remember, but also of many differences between the world in which she held office and the world today in which anybody holds office. And it's very clear, internationally in her world, the world in which I acquired a lot of my political foundation, there was one clear theme, and we know what that was. It was the Cold War. Today, there is no clear theme. There is a variety of themes, and we have no consensus even about what the various themes are. The worst thing possible is yield to the temptation to form new certainties. Some are often expressed, such as power shifting from point A to point B. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think China's future is a certainty. And if we are talking about managing change, one question I hope some will raise early is when change comes to China, which I suspect it will, how will China manage change? This will have implications well beyond any regional significance. Fortunately, none of us, whoever we are, have to solve the problem of global security, and I will say something very heretical. We won't, we can't, as individuals, whatever our position. And when it comes to this forum, I will make a very solemn prediction. We will solve nothing, but we can hopefully clarify many things and improve the quality of discussion about many things. But I want to suggest one or two possible certainties before concluding. The first is that even in this environment, security begins at home. The critical variable over which we have the most control is the cohesiveness of our own countries, the competence and fitness for purpose of state institutions, the quality of the relationship and trust that exists between the state, public institutions, and citizens. These things are indispensable in an insecure world. And what is less indispensable but highly important at the same time is firm, reliable, and trusted relationships with a country's most significant partners. It's no mystery to anyone that Ukrainians today have reason to feel apprehensive and unhappy when it comes to both of these things. I, even in this visit, and I suspect it's my 120th time here or 130th time here, have heard enough to rekindle my sense of optimism that the current uncertainties and apprehensions and the present situation in Ukraine is not permanent, will not last forever, and can be changed, and there are many with the capacity and determination to change it. But the importance of it is not simply a domestic issue, it is not a purely political issue, it is fundamentally a security issue in all the important aspects, and it will be very interesting to see how the Ukrainian context and the global context intersect in what I trust will be highly valuable and interesting discussions that will now follow. I see that Arseniy Yatsenyuk has now joined us. I do not know if he would, without bearing any responsibility, wish to take the floor and welcome you as well. But thank you. I wish all of us a very successful forum.